Your Fairfield area weather forecast, cloudy skies today, high 40. A wintry mix, a possibility tonight, the low 30. Light rain, maybe some freezing rain tomorrow, high 38. Rain or snow possible on Friday, high 40. And for Saturday, cloudy skies, high 38. Overnight low 21. Yesterday's high was 35. Currently, humidity is at 90%. Winds are calm and the pressure at 30.39. Right now, we've got overcast skies and 23 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
K-O.
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 K-O. K-O.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mark Turner over there. It's KO Wednesday with Ken Odie here, the great provocateur who helped us with a question of the day. We're going to get into that in a few minutes, but first I got to report out. Last night, once again, yoga music, couples yoga.
Yoga.
Yes.
You're doing that Russian dance where you get up on the table and
That's what it sounds like.
with Boris and Natasha there.
It's hard to do the table to this. And of course, my favorite, the bird dog. I did quite a few bird dogs last night.
It's like Russian bluegrass.
Then we got
Yes, Comrade Mark.
we got into a new pose
Yeah?
for yoga. It's called the Captain Morgan.
Really?
Yes. You put your foot up on the chair,
Yeah.
and then you. Oh well, but the Captain Morgan.
Fell off the chair.
Captain Morgan, you put your foot up on the chair. You kind of, you kind of turn your pelvis, and you put your hand, on your, and then afterwards, when you go home, you practice the Captain Morgan.
What are you doing? Walking or drinking?
I think it's a little Coca-Cola and
Oh, okay.
Captain.
I've got the Captain Morgan down
Yeah.
flat.
Oh, you're dehydrated after doing that.
I practiced quite a bit.
Yeah, I guess you did. I'm surprised you made it in this morning.
I'm feeling better. All right. Boy, it looks like I better turn that off. There's way too much drinking going on there, man. All right. Lots of interesting news. The
Wow.
University of Evansville had a little bit of an announcement yesterday.
Goodbye, Walter McCarty. Hello, Todd Littlechter.
Wow. This thing, nobody knows the real story on this.
Well, we've heard some stuff. We
Sex-
can't say it on the air.
Walter, you got some explaining to do.
Sexual misconduct. they
I heard
said.
his attorney would not have a comment.
Really?
I mean, what's he going to say?
Well, yes. They said that he'd been put on probation like a few weeks ago. Additional reports of off-court misconduct with members of the campus community is what they said. And they said that he then started talking to witnesses, which you can't do.
No.
This guy.
I guess he underwent counseling last year.
He was on a
this.
very short leash. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, he was after his issues last year.
And he probably could have stayed there forever after beating Kentucky at Kentucky,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was no doubt about it. He had a lifetime contract if he hadn't, kind of like Rick Pitino at Louisville.
Actually, he played for Pitino. He was on the
At Kentucky,
1996 national championship team.
But kudos to UE. I think they've got a pretty good replacement.
Oh, yeah.
He's a top quality coach.
Was that Butler?
Yeah.
Yes,
Was it Butler? He took over for Brad Stevens, I think.
I think that's right.
And only lasted a couple of years. And he didn't get fired. He
No.
stepped down.
He had a
for-
wreck.
He had a wreck, and then I think you mentioned he
He
had
had some personal issues, some family issues going on with a parent, and
so he stepped away from basketball for a couple of years, and then he got back in it at U of E.
This is going to be an interesting show. Ken Odie posted something on Facebook saying that he's got 13 questions so that listeners will know more.
do you want me to
about-
give them to you now so you have time to think about them?
Are they questions that we need to answer? Or
Yeah,
have you
yeah, you're
answered-
gonna answer
Oh,
them.
we have to answer
Yeah.
these.
So I told him, I said, you're going to know what makes Mike and Mark tick.
I hope they're not terribly personal in nature because my life is a closed book.
Yeah.
I don't share much.
So you
You don't.
I'll tell you what, hold on to them.
All right.
And you're
I'll just
And
surprise you.
speaking of college basketball, how about Kansas State last night?
Hooligans, that's what they are.
That was Kansas State's fault. We were holding the ball, and they stole it and tried to jam it, even though they were down by, that's that Bruce Weber, that no good former Illini coach. Bruce Weber started this. I'm telling you.
Okay.
It wasn't a Kansas problem. We finished it.
And you finished it
It was ugly.
right
was
into
ugly.
not having enough players to play.
I doubt we'll have
You'll be
5
suiting
players.
up managers.
I could play there
There's
next
an open
time.
How about
call.
this,
There's
huh?
an open call on campus.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
My Illini 5 in a row
Look at
last
that.
night.
He's jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I had 2. I think they're pretty good. There we go.
You're more confident. Let's kick it. Bunk, bunk, baby. Bucket up, bunk, baby. All right, stop.
You know what we
Sit
all
back
need?
and listen.
We need a
Mike
big,
and Mark have a little invention, a bucket, and it's full of
big,
junk. It's even got a title. It's the bucket of bunk.
tape recorder. Remember
Built
those
to the
big
top of
recorders
facts
they
you
used to
might
have?
know. Turn on the mics.
Boom boxes.
and let's go.
Boom boxes
Full
is
of
what
more
they call
facts
them.
than what mine can't handle. Celebrity birthdays, facts, history, and scandal.
Yeah.
Bunk, bunk, baby. Bucket of bunk, baby.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Bunk, baby.
Gonna be singing that all day today.
Bucket of bunk, baby. It's a bucket of bunk.
It sure is. Bill
Word to your
Bixby.
mother.
Word to the bunksters.
Bill
The
Bixby,
Bunketeers.
born on this date. He died in 1993 at
The
the age of
Incredible
59.
Hulk.
Oh, there's a list.
Horseshoe of Eddie's father.
Yep.
Yep.
Andy
about-
Griffith.
No. Well, he was on Andy Griffith.
Yes,
You're
he
right.
was.
Yeah, he had him. Yeah.
But he wasn't a regular. There were two other. He had 2 other TV series. This guy had a ton of TV.
Mm-hmm.
That's me still guzzling down here. I got to turn that off. Good gosh. He was also in My Favorite Martian, The Courtship of Eddie's Father, The Magician, and The Incredible Hulk. Bill Bixby. During the Korean War, he was drafted shortly after his 18th birthday, and he joined the Marine Corps instead of going into the Army. He got all the way up to private.
Well, you know.
I
You're
give
in
him
the Marine
credit.
Corps, it takes a while.
Well, I give him credit for just getting through basic training. He had a string of odd jobs leading up to his acting career. He's a bellhop. He was a lifeguard, and he had a relationship, like a father-son relationship with the guy who played Eddie in The Courtship of Eddie's Father, movie actor Brandon Cruz. After the show was canceled, Bixby and Cruz remained in contact, and then Bixby had Cruz on The Incredible Hulk a couple of times. When Bixby had one child, and that child died in 1981, when Cruz had a son shortly thereafter, he named him Lincoln Bixby Cruz in honor of Bill Bixby. In 93, 6 days after his final assignment on Blossom, the show Blossom, he died from prostate cancer. Bill Bixby, born on this day. Sam Cooke died in 1964 of suspicious causes at the age of 33.
Yeah.
He was the king of soul, a very distinctive vocal solo career that scored a string of hit songs like You Send Me,
Yep.
A Change Is Gonna Come, Wonderful World, that's another classic.
Yeah.
Chain Gang, Twistin' the Night Away. That's one of the...
He stole from Chubba Checker.
He sure did. And Bring It On Home to Me. Now, this is where... See if you can figure out this scorecard. His 18-month-old son, Vincent, drowned in his swimming pool. 3 months after Cook's death, his widow, Barbara, married his friend, Bobby Womack, in March of '65. Cook's daughter, Linda, later had an affair with Womack. Can you figure out the pieces of this puzzle?
Keeping it all in the family.
He also...
They had a son, I think it was Walter McCarty.
Cook also fathered at least 3 other children out of wedlock. He's 33. He got around.
Yes, he did.
November of '58, he was involved in a fatal car accident. He wasn't killed, but it was between St. Louis and Greenville.
Really?
Yeah. His chauffeur died. Guitarist Cliff White and singer Lou Rawls were injured.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Steve Perry is 71
From
today.
Journey.
Best known.
He is singing again a little bit.
Yes, he is. He's back out singing. He took some time off.
He had some issues with his throat where he couldn't sing for a long time, I think.
I think you're right. He was, of course, the lead singer for Journey from 77 to 87, again from 95 to 98. He's had a successful solo career, and he's returned to music in 2018, so it's only been recently. He has been called the Voice by John Bon Jovi, who thought he had the best voice in rock and roll. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Journey in 2017. On this date, January 22nd, in 1874, a patent was issued to Samuel W. Francis for the spork.
The fork and the spoon combination like you get at KFC.
KFC's the place where you get the spork. There's no doubt about that. In 1951, Fidel Castro was ejected from a Winter League baseball game after he drilled a batter. He was on the mound. He decided to give up baseball for politics.
Yeah.
If only he had not hit that batter. 68, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In debuted. 73, Joe Frazier in his first...
Smoking Joe.
He beat George Foreman, become the world heavyweight champion. The original George Foreman, not any one of his 5 sons. In 98, Theodore Kaczynski pled guilty. He was the Unabomber. In music history, Jerry and the Pacemakers in 63 held their first recording session. They produced Away With You and Pretend. And in 66, the Beach Boys recorded Wouldn't It Be Nice? A great Beach Boys song.
Yep.
Ken Odie angered people all over the listening area with this question.
Angered? It's a yes or no question.
And some people took exception to it.
That's all right.
It's the Carnaby Square question of the day.
They don't like puppies either.
I love puppies. Will you still be living in Fairfield, the Fairfield area, 5 years from now? That's the Carnaby Square question of the day. Will you still be living in the Fairfield area 5 years from now? We'll take a break. We'll come back with the answers after this on Morning Coffee.
It's a giant 11-day 2019 model year clearance event at J. Wilderman Autoplex in Mount Carmel. Kicking off 2020 with the biggest discounts ever on every new Ford, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram. Up to $15,000 off F-150, $7,000 off Escapes, and $13,000 off Rams. Over 300 available pre-owned vehicles bargain priced for this event. Over 70 vehicles, $79 to $199 per month with approved credit. View all the savings 24/7 at jwildermanautoplex.com. Stop by for a friendly buying experience.
Fashion has always been a repetition of ideas, but what makes it new is the way you put it all together. The Carnaby girls love putting it all together. Shop their winter markdowns on their new multiple groups of navy, aqua, or red, black, and white. Shop Brighton Sale Corner or check out the new collections just in time for Valentine's Day. Purchase $125 in Brighton and receive free the Something Wonderful is About to Happen Sunflower Canvas Tote. Make it a date and come see the Carnaby girls. Open late on Thursdays.
It's here. The Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to your station's website, WFIWradio.com, and click on Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens of gift certificates for places like Three Chicks Fudgery, Act Tire and Auto, Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center, and Bullard's Farm Market and Bakery. You can shop 24 hours a day and save tons of money in the process. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when Richard Nixon told us,
"Because of the Watergate matter, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow"?
The next day, Vice President Gerald Ford took over.
Our long national nightmare is over. Our Constitution works.
All the President's Men was #1 on the bestseller list. The String Bikini was #1 on the beach. Lee Trevino bagged the PGA, and here's what was hot on the radio.
I'm leaving it all up to you. I shot the sheriff, clap for the wolfman's beat.
Smoking them wildwood flowers got to be a habit.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
Can you? Beach baby, beach baby. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. It's another Saturday night. Who do you think you are? I was a free man in Paris.
Got it yet? Well, the answer and a hunk of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates.
August 1974. Having my baby.
Paul Anka and You're Having My Baby, the top song of August 1974. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
Are you looking for a bank that still offers free checking? Well, look no further. People's National Bank has your free checking needs covered. This is Heidi Atterbury, relationship banker at People's National Bank in Fairfield. You can open your free checking account with just $100. There's no minimum balance, plus receive unlimited check writing, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay. Stop by 1001 West Delaware in Fairfield to open your free checking account today. People's National Bank, member FDIC.
You may not realize how important 3 letters can be. For a patient who needs type A, B, or O blood, these letters can mean life, but there simply aren't enough people giving blood. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs it, but only about 3% of the population donates. Without more donors, hospitals may not have the blood needed to save lives. That's why the American Red Cross needs people to help restore the A's, B's, and O's that are depleting each day. When you make your appointment to donate blood at redcrossblood.org/missing types, you can help give strength to kids, parents, and grandparents who face life and death challenges. From cancer patients to accident survivors waiting for critical surgeries, your generosity can give someone more life. Don't wait until the letters A, B, and O are missing from hospital shelves. You are the missing type patients need. Visit redcrossblood.org/missing types or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make your donation appointment today.
8:26. Now it's time for the Carnaby Square question of the day.
Say that 10 times.
Yeah, I know.
Fast.
Carnaby Square, your fashion leader in downtown Fairfield.
Will you still be living in the Fairfield area 5 years from now? We had 243 votes. 1,845 people took a look at this poll. And 60% of the people said yes, they will be living in the Fairfield area. I guess more concerning of that is out of 243 votes, almost 100 of them said no.
But some of those people already don't live in the Fairfield area, I noticed.
True. You looked at some of the names, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Stacy says, more than likely, yes, because my family is here. Other than this town is definitely dying, and there's nothing here for kids, which is a shame. and they wonder why so many young adults continue to get in trouble. They have nothing better to do here, unfortunately. Rob says there needs to be more things in Fairfield. It's boring. The kids don't have much to do. Need to improve Fairfield. It's a dying city. And Brian said, yes, but things need to change.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Great.
But what
are you doing to change it?
Yeah.
Putting a post on one of our polls is not change. Run for office, attend council meetings, talk to your alderman, talk to your county board members. Get involved. Don't sit back in your chair and complain. Be a doer, not a complainer. I mean, it's
that simple, isn't it?
There's plenty of room at council meetings. You need to know what's going on. If they're addressing any of these topics, they give you 3 minutes to get up there and talk.
There's also an opportunity. There was lots of forums where they encourage people to come with their ideas.
Absolutely.
So you can't
there's all kinds of opportunities.
You can't say there's not been an opportunity
to clean up the town. Everybody said, "Oh, it's dirty." Well, okay, what are you doing? You going out picking up trash? Nothing for kids to do. Are you exploring any options for them? You're entitled to your opinion, and I appreciate everyone doing that. But come on,
you know what?
Get involved.
I noticed last night. During the summer, the kids will congregate on the parking lot at the United Methodist Church.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's on the
First and Main.
Yeah, the north side of the church.
It's not necessarily kids.
Don't think so?
I've seen some
older folks.
Mm-hmm. Older folks.
Well, let's put it this way. It's hard to do it when it's 12 degrees.
Yeah.
But there were 4 or 5 cars there last night. People just saving gas by not driving around in a circle.
I think the kids are out at the exit to Leo French Park. I see a lot of kids sitting out there, and they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything.
Right.
They're not doing anything destructive or anything like that. They're just sitting there visiting.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, you want something for kids to do? What do you want them to do?
Yeah.
You want to build a teen center? It won't work.
Mm-hmm.
They tried it. It didn't work. Was a great program and well ran, well operated, but it just didn't work.
There's your question of the day. I want you to know, when it comes to a weather standpoint, residents in Miami are being told to watch out for falling iguanas. The forecast from the National Weather Service actually says falling iguanas possible overnight because of cold temperatures. Officials say the cold-blooded creatures can become immobile.
Was it cold what?
Cold-blooded.
Oh, I thought you said something else. You said cold-blooded. How do they know that?
They're cold-blooded, actually. And they're creatures, of course. And they become immobile when the mercury drops into the 40s.
And they can fall out of trees.
Fall out of trees. Did I ever tell you the Tom Ulrich story about the snake?
Oh, yes, you did. Freeze the snake and
you take
get
the
him to
snake.
pose it.
You get the snake in a freezer for 5 seconds. You take it out. You can make the snake anywhere you want it to be.
Take his word for it.
Yeah, I will too.
The Baseball Hall of Fame has announced 2 new entrants, and I couldn't be happier about Larry Walker getting in.
Derek Jeter and Larry Walker.
Yeah, Jeter, who cares? He's a Yankee. But I do like Walker, and that's a good choice, I think.
Jeter was a great ambassador for the game.
Yeah, but who didn't get in? Again.
Clemens, Bonds, Schilling.
I think Schilling deserves it. Clemens and Bonds, I don't think Schilling has any taint to him, does he?
Well, he got, was it ESPN he got fired from?
Well, it's because he had a political opinion, not because he was taking drugs or anything like that. But he's...
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think he deserves to be in, but the steroid era people
Say that 10 times.
will never make it.
Pamela Anderson is going to get married.
Again?
Yeah.
She's looking pretty rough.
She's already married. Rough?
Is she? I've not seen her recently.
I think she's beautiful.
Okay.
I mean that in the best possible way. This is her 5th time down the aisle. It's a well-beaten path.
She's wearing a white gown.
I'm sure. She married A Star Is Born producer John Peters on Monday. The couple first dated 30 years ago. Anderson was previously married, of course, to Tommy Lee. She has 2 sons with him, and then 4 other guys.
Yeah. Wasn't she married to Tommy Lee more than once?
Yes, I believe you're right.
I think she was.
Now, here's the thing. You know, we've already determined that we really don't want to talk about the royals much, but I think this is interesting. Of course, you know, all this is going on over in Great Britain. You got Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They're threatening. They don't want anything to do with the royals. They want to move over here, but they're threatening to sue paparazzi after photos of Meghan and the couple's baby surfaced. Attorneys for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and I don't even know, they're going to lose those titles, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sent a cease and desist letter to the British press saying the picture of Meghan and the baby were taken without her consent. Hey, if you're going to not be a royal and you're going to move over here, you're not going to be able to keep people from taking pictures of you and your baby.
Mm-mm.
You know, you might have thought about that.
But
you need to move to a state with open carry.
They did publish. They did publish the pictures, though. So that's
all right.
I mean, I can see that point because they did publish the pictures.
But what kind of protection are they going to have if they're over here now? I mean, the Queen's not going to provide protection anymore. Mm-hmm. They're not royals.
No.
I mean, you're not going to have those people with them wearing those big, tall, fuzzy hats. And
No.
That never say anything.
Yeah.
Look stoically forward. Here's a guy in New York, a resident there, wants alcohol to be recognized as his legal companion.
Okay.
Makes about as much sense as a lot of things I've heard recently.
Yeah, it's true.
I wonder if it's a Captain Morgan. 47-year-old Floyd Hayes of Brooklyn registered a pint of beer as his emotional support animal.
It wasn't Captain Morgan's.
No. Hayes says he wants to see if this method will allow him to carry his drink of choice on public transit. Did you see that Bud Light now has a seltzer?
I saw that.
So what does that mean? Is it Bud Light? And they're different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you put Bud Light on it if it's a seltzer? It's not Bud Light.
It's name recognition. Did you hear about the guy that was, he reached in and got a White Claw out of the refrigerator? It was his wife's, and took it to work and was sitting there at his desk drinking this thing. And he did that 2 or 3 days in a row. He gets this call from HR to come down to the office.
Mm-hmm.
They said, we've got a complaint that you're drinking at your desk. He said, no, he said, I drink a White Claw. They said, are you aware that that's got alcohol in it? He didn't know. He's sitting there drinking this thing and had no clue that it contained alcohol. Have you ever had one?
I've never had a White Claw.
I haven't either.
I have never even heard of it.
White Claw.
Do you have any idea if it's loaded or what percentage of alcohol?
I don't know.
You know, here's an interesting study. It might sound like your average moo, but new research suggests that cows have very distinct vocalizations that they use to express different emotions.
How much money did it cost us to find this out?
Researchers studied a young herd of free-range cows. They said it was the first time they were able to detect and analyze such unique voices and arrive at conclusive evidence of this trait. Among the noticeable changes in moos were when cows were in a period of being receptive.
It was more like
Anticipating eating, Mo. Or being denied feed.
No.
Or being isolated from their fellow cows.
You know, in a cow's life, there's just not a whole lot of eventful things. Eat.
To research? Yeah, I mean, here's your choices.
Eat, breed, and go to the bathroom. That's pretty much it.
3 moves. There you go. Tops.
Global warming.
You've got eat, breathe, go to the bathroom, and yoga. See?
Yeah.
You're ahead of the curve.
I'll have to determine my yoga moo. My Captain Morgan moo.
You need to stand up and demonstrate to Captain Morgan to us.
Get the fire department on standby.
It's all about.
If you won't do a taser, no Captain Morgan.
It's all about standing, putting your foot up on the like this.
Well, Captain Morgan doesn't put his foot on a chair though. He has it in the air.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I use a chair. So you see, there's my okay. open like this.
Yeah.
And then you do the teacup move here. See?
Oh, so it's not really Captain Morgan. It's more like Captain Teacup.
I would say that's closer. There you see. I'm getting the burn there.
I
I'm feeling the burn.
I don't know if that's worthy of the captain's bars. I think it may be a first lieutenant.
I can do bird dog too if you want me to.
Thank you. No.
Establish the table. First, establish the table.
Thank you. No.
Here's another one. You know what that is?
The superhero? The Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman. That's the Wonder Woman. You're right. Because I stuck my breath out there.
Tom, start my car, will you?
A new book suggests that UFOs might not be piloted by aliens, but human beings from the future. In identifying flying objects, a multidisciplinary scientific approach, Montana Technological University anthropologist Professor Michael Masters offers up the idea that humans in the distant future could develop time machines. The UFO people then come back. He says that would likely be the simplest explanation as to what people are seeing. He would also like to be able to carry a pint of beer with him on public transit.
Sounds like he's already had a pint of beer.
Sipping. Tom Hanks is upset. A CBD company took an image of him and puts a quote underneath it saying that he wouldn't believe it, but if he hadn't tried it, it's really helped him. And he didn't give him permission to do that. So it looks like there's going to be a suit there. Hey, by the way, Dan and Shay, that's a combination of country music. Yeah. They've got the #1 hit. The duo's collaboration with Justin Bieber, called 10,000 Hours, is at the top of the Billboard Country Airplay.
As Waylon Jennings rolls over in his grave.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Jeez. Don't
Isn't
like
that
new country. I'm sorry. It's just.
By the way, the king of country is headed back out onto the heartland. George Strait has reappeared. He'll play in Wichita and Kansas City on January 24th and 25th. I sure hope I'm not going to be there.
I thought he retired.
I did too. I spent good money to be one of 104,000 of his closest friends in Dallas, watching what I was told was the last George Strait concert ever. I paid good money for that, and this rascal continues to reappear.
I think you should sue him.
Sue him? You know what? I'm surprised there hasn't been a lawsuit like that.
There probably has been.
Saying I paid good money for the
this
last
amount
concert?
of money
This is a
was supposed to be your last concert.
misrepresentation.
You lied to me.
Here he is. The old dude now is back out on the road in Kansas, where they throw chairs after basketball games. George is going to try to sue them. Oh, anyway. But I can't believe that a country song would have Justin Bieber in it.
Well, they had one a few years ago. Tim McGraw sang one that had the rapper Nelly in it.
This is wrong. There's something fundamentally wrong about this.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Guy that works in a lighthouse won a great big jackpot prize. Ivan Dubinsky of British Columbia works as a lighthouse keeper. He won more than $700,000, wasn't able to get time off to go and get his prize. Is that demanding a job? You got to stay in the lighthouse all the time, even during the day?
I don't know.
We don't have many lighthouses here on the Little Wabash, do we?
My path did not take me to lighthouse work.
No.
Dubinsky's wait for the lottery prize lasted 2 months. However, it's likely to be worth it in the end because Dubinsky says he'll start the road to retirement in addition to helping family members.
How did he get the money eventually?
He finally came out of the lighthouse.
I know what I would have done. Say, hey, boss.
I would have turned off the light.
This is me, your former lighthouse worker. I want to go get my $750,000.
There you go. That's all I got. So let's see what kind of 13 questions you got, because we're gonna stoke the fire here. You told us that these are going to tell us more about who we are. This is going to be a self-awakening for us.
Yeah, it's going to be better than yoga.
Are we going to be graded after this?
No.
Okay. We're going to be psychoanalyzed.
Do we need?
Are we going to be psychoanalyzed after this?
No.
Do we need yoga music?
No.
Okay.
Are these 13 questions to determine whether or not what part of the country we should live in?
No, number one.
Okay, I'm thinking about them. Go ahead.
We're going to come back and answer these, right?
Yes, of course.
We're going to come back.
I have time to think about it.
Family, kids, grandkids.
Yes.
Okay.
Number two.
What about it? Are we going to talk about them? You mean?
Yeah. Do a lot of people know anything about? I think it's probably a lot about your wives, but how many kids you have? How many grandkids? Family. Number two. Favorite subject in high school.
Ooh.
Number three. Your first job / paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Number four. If I could change one thing in my life, it would be. Number five. I think people's first impression of me is. Number six. Favorite sport to play /
First
watch.
answer I had.
Yeah.
Number seven.
Uh-oh.
If I could change one thing about my appearance, it would be. Number eight. What is the best thing about Fairfield? Number nine.
All right.
If you could make one thing happen to improve the business climate in Fairfield, what would it be? Number 10. If I inherited $50,000, I would.
50,000?
50,000.
50,000. See, I just made it. That's a good figure.
Okay.
Yeah. Think about it.
All right.
Number 11. In my free time, I like to. Number 12. My favorite food is. Number 13. Boxers, briefs, or fire retardant.
Now, are we talking skivvies? We talking undergarment? Are we talking overgarment? Because I got a pretty fair answer for overgarment, but I'm going to burn
Boxers
up
or
inside.
briefs?
Okay,
We're going to end on a bang.
Yeah. Okay. Are we going to start talking tidy whities here? Is that what we're going to do next?
I wanted to finish on a high note.
I've got a great tidy whitey story.
All right, is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Only 13.
Don't let me forget to tell you the tidy whitey story, okay?
Oh boy.
It's a good one.
Do I want to hear it?
Yes, you want to hear it. It's going to be back with the answers. You're going to learn all about us after this timeout.
TOC Direct Media and Old National Bank's annual Farm Profit Preview will be on Thursday, January 23rd from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Highland Woods in Vincennes. This year, you'll have the opportunity to earn continuing education credits for your private and commercial applicator's license. Good Samaritan Hospital will offer free health screenings and blood work, and you will also have the chance to meet with vendors such as
Holzman Refrigeration, Best One Tire, our Farm Family of the Year sponsor, and Old National Bank, our corporate sponsor.
A free breakfast will begin at 8 a.m. and a donation-based lunch will begin at 11 a.m. TOC Direct Media will also be giving away a trip to Gatlinburg. For a schedule of events and for more information on how to become a vendor, please visit originalcompany.com.
Mules Basketball Friday on WFIW 104.9 and WFIWradio.com as Fairfield takes on Carmi White County at the Carmi White County Invitational Tournament. Our broadcast about 8:20 p.m. Friday with pregame information. Mules Basketball is brought to you by Christina Copeland Country Financial, People's National Bank, Garmin Trucking, Fairfield Ready Mix, The Farmer's Daughter in downtown Fairfield, McDowell, Kinslow and Jessup LLC, Hill Sales and Service, and Wabash General Hospital.
What's Going On is brought to you by Wayne White County's Electric Cooperative in Fairfield, who remind you that hybrid water heaters are the most energy-efficient way to maintain hot water for your home. If you are a Wayne White Electric customer and you purchase a hybrid electric water heater, you can get a $500 incentive rebate check from Wayne White. Learn more about this rebate online at WayneWhiteCoop.com. Here's what's going on Saturday, January 25th. The Blueford Burton Club will be hosting a breakfast from 7 to 9 a.m. The cost is by donation, and the menu includes pancakes, sausage, eggs, biscuits and gravy, grits, orange juice, milk, and coffee. Fairfield Public Golf Course NFP volunteers will be conducting a pork burger sale on Saturday, January 25th on Main Street in front of the Wayne County Courthouse. Drive-through service will begin at 10 a.m. Pork burgers will be $3, pork chops $4, and drinks are $1. Proceeds will offset course operating costs. And the Grayville Senior Citizen Center will have a fundraising chili supper January 25th beginning at 5 p.m. at the center. The cost is by donation, and everyone is welcome.
Big games, breaking news, and behind-the-scenes stories. This is Bill Pollock, your host for the Big Ten Today each weekday here on WFIW. The Big Ten Conference is legendary, and we'll keep you updated. From football to basketball and everything in between, the Big Ten Today gives you exclusive access to news from every Big Ten program. Tune in weekdays for the Big Ten Today right here on WFIW AM 1390 and 103.3 FM, your News Talk connection.
Fairfield area weather forecast calling for cloudy skies today, high 40. A wintry mix of possibility tonight, the low 30. Light rain, maybe some freezing rain tomorrow, high 38. For Friday, rain, snow a possibility, high 40. And for Saturday, cloudy skies, high 38. Overnight low 21. Yesterday's high was 35. Currently, humidity at 85%. Winds from the east-northeast at 3 miles an hour. Pressure at 30.39. Overcast skies. We've got 31 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar looks good this morning as well. Nothing showing up anywhere in the state of Illinois in terms of precipitation. Don't forget high school basketball tonight from the Carmi Invitational Tournament. 7 o'clock the tip-off as the Mules take on Harrisburg. We'll be on the air about 10 minutes prior to tip-off.
Man, these are going to be hard to answer if we're going to be honest. You're going to have to be honest. You promise to be honest here? Turner?
I cannot tell a lie. Will not tell a lie.
There you go. I got George Washington on the board here, okay?
Okay. Number one, family. Let's go first.
You go first.
I'll go first?
Yeah.
Wife?
Yeah.
One child?
Yes.
2 grandchildren.
And?
One sibling.
Okay. And they're all over Southern Illinois?
Pretty much. Kids and daughter and grandchildren live in Effingham.
Mm-hmm. Daughter's name?
Jaden.
Jaden. See, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden.
Parents still living?
My mother is. She lives in Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm.
My sister lives in Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm.
Soon-to-be brother-in-law lives in Carrier Mills.
Well, you do something.
We've got relatives in Galatia, Marion, Carterville,
right.
Ohio, Texas. You know,
okay.
Pretty much all over the place.
Wife?
Alabama. Forgot about Alabama.
Wife. We sort of the Brady Bunch. We, Mike and Carol, with both of us bringing children to the table. I have 3 sons, and she has a son, and of course we lost her daughter last year this time, a year and a half. And that has produced, she has a grandchild that lives up in Hayworth, Illinois, and I have 5 grandchildren living over in Bethalto, Illinois, which is my hometown. My mom is undergoing surgery as we speak.
Why are you here?
It's not that kind of surgery.
Yeah, wish her the best.
Yeah, but she's alive. My father passed away about 3 years ago, and so that's pretty much the landscape for me.
Okay. Number 2, favorite subject in high school?
History was my favorite subject.
Yeah, history pretty much was mine. That and PE.
PE?
I was pretty good. I mean, you might not believe it by listening or, the things that I write. I did enjoy writing, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, first job / paycheck.
My father was the police chief in our town, Bethalto. And so he was able to get me a patronage job working on the streets. I would drive around and fill potholes with hot mix, and I helped with the parks and stuff. So my first paycheck was really there.
Well, outside of like mowing grass, shoveling snow, things like that. And after I got out of high school, I spent the summer working construction for my uncle. And then my other uncle, I spent time hay baling hay.
It's a lost art.
I really didn't bale hay. My job was to pick up the hay bales and put them on.
Right. I did that one summer, too. 17, I was a Cub newspaper reporter for the weekly newspaper.
Okay. Number 4. If I could change one thing in my life, what would it be?
Well, my family owned the Alton radio station, and there were events that made it impossible for me to continue to work with the family. But I wish there was that forced me, when I couldn't work with the family, to get into education, and of course I had a career there. I would have loved to have pursued that. I think I would have had several radio stations now, which I love radio, so that's why I came back to it. That's a regret.
Okay.
You?
Had an opportunity to go and become a teacher at one time, and did not do it.
Isn't
did
that
not
interesting?
Follow through on that.
That we have kind of cyclical. Yeah.
Okay.
I love being teacher.
Number 5. I think people's first impression of me is.
But I don't regret the choice that I made.
Sure.
I don't.
I don't either. I mean, I had a wonderful career. I just look back and say, boy, it would have been interesting to see. And looking back like that doesn't help you sometimes. No. It really doesn't. Your question again? I'm sorry.
I think people's first impression of me is.
I'm going to go with Mike's answer from earlier.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I would say my first impression. How about this? My first impression of you was that you're. I mean, and I'm not trying to suck up that. I thought you were just one of the best broadcasters. Your voice.
Well, thanks.
Professional.
I really did. Professionally, I heard you coming across Wayne County doing a football game when you first started doing football games, and I said, "Oh, they get a good one. They get a really good one."
Thank you.
And then I came in. I knew I was going to have
then
this
you met
job.
me. Then you met me.
I came in to the flower shop, and you not knowing that I was going to take this job kind of felt you out verbally.
And then you met me.
Yeah.
So.
As far as me, I don't know. A lot of people think, especially doing the commentary stuff like that, I'm some sort of opinionated jerk. I hope that's not what the impression is if you get to know me.
I think I like to think people think that when they meet me, they think, well, there's a likable guy.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
There's a stand-up guy right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I concur. All right, number 6. Favorite sport to play or watch?
Basketball.
Football, play. Probably basketball, watch.
Basketball.
Okay. If I could change one thing about my appearance, it would be.
I'm way overweight, and I struggle with it all the time.
I'd lose a little weight and get back to being more active.
I think that's going to be unanimous.
I need a new hairbrush too.
All right, number 8. What is the best thing about Fairfield?
The people.
The people. I agree.
Worst thing about Fairfield?
The people.
The people. Yeah. I mean, it's.
There are some really good
goodness.
people in this town.
And
they just do their jobs and go on about their lives and never get any credit. But these people that are constantly.
You and I both moved back here for a reason.
But by the same token, if I were living in Carbondale or Marion or Evansville, Indiana, or Washington, D.C., the answers would be the same. Best part would be the people.
Yep.
Worst part would be the people.
Yep. You're right.
I mean, it'd be the same answer anywhere.
I love the feeling of community.
Yeah.
Somebody's in trouble.
They
come
rally
together.
around.
I love that part.
Yep.
I want to be a part of that.
I don't think anyone could disagree with that. Number 9. If you could make one thing happen to improve the business climate in Fairfield, what would it be?
You're not going to agree with me, I don't think. I think that the money that they have from TIF and from other avenues, sales tax, I think downtown is something that needs to be saved. I would see some sort of program that would allow the city to be able to own some of the buildings that are vacant right now and start a program that allows people with business ideas to be able to buy into the business and the building, with them ultimately getting ownership of it. But that way you can control what comes in. We don't need 5 flower shops.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And I think that the downtown business climate, I think the business climate in Fairfield, period. It doesn't necessarily have to be downtown, but I'd like to see more small businesses.
And they've got to be incentivized in some way, because it's difficult.
I'd rather have 10 businesses with 5 people working in them than one business with 50.
I agree.
Then it gives me more choices, so I don't have to go to Mount Vernon or use Amazon.
Yep. Okay. Number 10. If I inherited $50,000, I would take Carol to Kansas City to see George Strait.
No.
He would buy a time machine, go back in time, and be a part of that Kansas State brawl.
$50,000, what would you do? Not enough to retire, probably.
No.
But?
I have a stupid answer.
Go ahead.
I'd build a garage out on my 20 acres of woods so I could...
Nothing wrong with that.
I could store 1 or 2 vehicles that I'd like to play around with.
I'd pay off some bills.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Pay off some bills, and then
yeah.
I could...
do something like that.
Then I could borrow more money to...
Isn't that...
Number 11, in my free time, I like to...
tinker.
I love being in my man cave. I have a really neat space with all my stuff and my technology, and I like to sit up there and think about commentaries and questions of the day and trivia. I love it. I have music and I have my candles burning. I love it.
Always happiest when I have a project. So I like to tinker, and
You have skills though.
Well,
I don't.
I don't know about that, but
is that insightful enough?
My when I build something, it's how the Amish will, when they build furniture and things, they always leave a little defect because God's the only perfect one.
Oh.
I always have defects in mind, but
they're not has nothing to do with God.
They're not done on purpose.
Yeah.
I might mention his name a couple of times with a defect.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite food is...
I have to say it's chili. Isn't that odd? I love chili. I can eat chili 4 days a week.
Okay.
I do love fried chicken though.
Yeah.
I just don't get to eat it. I'm not allowed to.
But you, Mark?
Steak, pizza, burgers, that sort of stuff.
What about you?
Meat.
Yeah.
A thick burger for Marty.
Thick burger for Vaughn.
Yeah.
Jeff has a discerning palate. All right. Boxers or briefs or fire retardant?
So, when I met Carol, I was doing my own laundry.
Yeah.
So I had tidy whities, okay? But unfortunately, I would always put all the colors together.
So they weren't tidy whities. They
were tidy pinkies.
You were the man. You were the drawers of many colors.
I'm a brief guy.
Boxer guy.
There you go.
There you go. Boy, was that interesting. Thank you.
I thought it would be.
That was very interesting.
It's a little different. I think we beat trivia to death sometimes.
Yeah, well, I've learned something here, and I hope you have too. So come back tomorrow. That was Ken Oates. Always wonderful to have on the program. Thank you, Ken. We appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye. Alexa, play WFIW.
It's time for classic hits from WFIW.
News, talk, sports, and classic rock. This is the station listened to, not just heard. 104.9 WFIW, Fairfield, Illinois.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City. 5 showrooms, pictures, and prices at boydfurniture.com. And follow them on Facebook.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
President Trump says he personally would like to see a longer impeachment trial in the Senate.